Hello, my oh, hold on a second. So that only took about 30 seconds. I promise. So, hello my little revolutionists and welcome back to another Zack Spiky video. That's me, Zack Spiky. Thank you for all the support I've had on this channel recently, by the way. I'm glad you all enjoyed the duck video. Fun fact, I posted that video about like over a week after I actually did that. So, I got hundreds of people saying to me, "So that was you?" Of course it was me. In such a boring environment, who would you expect it to be? So I'm glad you're enjoying my content, even though it's a bit all over the place. So I fancy just sitting down and doing a little QA today, because I haven't done one in so long, and I want to get back to my roots a little bit, because that's kind of how I started out on YouTube. I did a lot of Q&As in the beginning. So before we jump right into that though, make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat, follow me on Twitter as well. It's all in the description. And I have a GoFundMe for my top surgery. That'll be the first thing in the description. Please donate if you can, and if you can't donate, then a share would be greatly appreciated as well. So let's just jump right into it. So I posted a thing on my community tab asking you revolutionists to comment with your questions. You can also DM me questions and stuff like that if you don't want to publicly comment on something. That's fine, but just letting you know, that's where I got the comments from. Yeah. Do you own any records? So apologies for the terrible footage. I'm kind of crammed into a tiny little space here, but it's fine. So these are some of my favourite records. I've just got my Placebo ones, my Clash ones. I think there's some Cure ones in there as well. Yeah. I also have these ones in my cupboard, which I don't play as often. I've got some Bowie in there. That's a Pearl Jam one. What is that? Oh, don't judge me, but it's Half Man, Half Biscuit. I also have some singles in here, so these aren't like, you know, albums, they're just little singles. So that's Alien Sex Fiend, The Stranglers, Echo and the Bunnymen. There is a Billy Idol one there, but we're not displaying that. I've got a couple of CDs, and I got some cassettes as well. So, oh my god, do this one-handed. So I got some cassettes. Cassettes, hold on, let me take you over here. I can never remember what fucking button it is. There we go. That's crisps and hair dye. So you just pop it in there and then it'll play music, you know. Do you play any instruments? What is your zodiac sign? So my zodiac sign is Gemini, I'm pretty sure. I don't really know what that means. I remember looking up my personality traits in photography class, but it's like, I know my personality traits, you know what I mean? I'm not one for like star signs and stuff and like crystals and whatever. That's not really my thing. But apparently being a Gemini means that you're energetic and judgmental. So maybe I will get into this whole star sign thing, because that's pretty damn accurate. What's your favourite Monster flavour? So basically, I like any of them, to be honest with you. I like a lot of the punched ones and the juiced ones, but my favourite is Mango Loco. But I'm on a bit of a diet, because I've gotten a bit fat. So, I'm drinking Ultra Fiesta Mango, which is just the sugar-free version of, Mango Loco. It's not that bad, there's a bit of a weird aftertaste, but I've drank so many of them that I don't necessarily mind anymore. They're alright, you know, they're not as good as a Mango Loco, but they don't make me any fatter, so. Any tips for living with the transphobic family, but for a minor, but you don't want to cut them out of your life? So the first thing that I want to say is I'm sorry that you're in this situation, you know. I've been in this situation myself, so I know how bloody awful it is. So the first piece of advice that I want to give for this particular situation is, if you think your safety is going to be compromised by trying to have conversations about being transgender or your experience or your feelings, then don't try and have those conversations until you're in a more safe position. So like if you've moved out or, you know, something like that. And I know that's a horrible thing to have to say, but as trans people, our safety is often compromised, but that's the most important thing. So if you think that you're going to get chucked out, or even worse, if you try and have open conversations about being trans, then I'd rather that you didn't try and have those conversations. As horrible as that sounds, but, you know. But if you do deem it safe, you know, to have these, to try and have these open conversations, then what I would recommend doing is setting a timer on your phone for 2 minutes, and get, you know, the particular family members in a room together, clear all distractions, put the TV off, get the pets out of there, you know, preoccupy the kids with something else, get all the family members in a room that you would like to speak to, set a timer for 1 minute, and only one person talks during that minute, and then you would all take turns round the table or round wherever you're sitting. Now, the minute that everybody starts talking over each other and you start arguing, just get up and walk away and arrange for a different time and place or whatever for another time, because the minute that turns into an argument, that's not productive anymore. You're not openly sharing your feelings to one another, you're just arguing, and that's not helpful for anyone. You're going to walk away even more hurt than you went in, so don't do that. And the last thing that I've got written down here is just send them lots of resources. So you can send them things from Pink News, things from Stonewall, things from GLAAD, GLAAD, things from LGBT Youth, things from Gender GP. So Gender GP is the service that I use for my testosterone, and they have a lot of good information on HRT on their website. I'll put all those things in the description and more, so just send them over. You know, there's no guarantee that they're going to read them, but you've done your part. Don't bend over backwards for these people, you know. They need to come to their realization by themselves. You can't you know, burn yourself out trying to make them understand. They'll either understand or they won't, and that's a horrible thing to have to deal with. But yeah. How do you manage your dysphoria pre-T? So, I'm only like 3.5 months on T, so it wasn't that long ago that I was pre-T, so I'm still struggling with a lot of the same things that I did before T, because, you know, it's only been like 3.5 months, so like obviously not a lot has changed. Well, a lot has kind of changed, but a lot hasn't at the same time. So, first of all, I don't know what, like, gender you are. I don't know if you're trans femme, trans masc. I've got no idea. I'm just going to assume that you're trans masc, because I don't know anything about passing or dysphoria for trans femmes, so I'm going to assume that you're trans masc. So the first thing that I would suggest is getting a binder if you haven't already. Get one from GC2B, Underworks, or Spectrum. Never buy anything from Amazon or Wish like that. Only wear it for 8 hours a day, take breaks, listen to your body, all that stuff, but you probably already know that. I've never had any luck with wearing jeans. They kind of hug me in the wrong places and make me look like a fucking hourglass, which is not what I want. So I wear like DPMs, cargo trousers, more baggy things like that. I've always had more luck with. Distracting patterns, so camo is my favourite pattern. But you can also wear stripes, but be careful with stripes. Always make sure that they're horizontal, because if they're vertical, I always find that they just go inwards at the waist. So horizontal stripes are definitely going to be your best bet there. Chunky shoes, I've always thought. So I wear a lot of boots like Doc Martens and army boots and stuff like that, and they really make my feet look bigger. I'm a UK size 6, so that's like the average for a female. So that's like, ooh. But boots always make my feet look bigger, so maybe you should opt for boots, or even shoes that are half a size bigger, but be careful with that, or else you could fall over and look like you're wearing clown shoes. But I've got a playlist on my channel of all trans things that I've talked about, and in there will be packing tips on how to deal with your dysphoria. That's just a more condensed version for the purposes of the Q&A. What is something that you're absolutely obsessed with? Adventure Time. Placebo. Houseplants. Hey, it's me. What's the worst transphobia that you've ever experienced? So, you know, I've learned that in real life, people are absolute pussies. You know, they'll talk shit about me behind my back, but the minute that I bump into them in a corridor or walk past them in Greg's, they don't say anything to me, right? So the worst transphobia I've ever experienced is actually online, because people get pretty ballsy when they're protected with a blank profile photo and an ambiguous display name. They get really ballsy and they say some shit, and to be honest with you, it doesn't fucking bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Like, somebody will comment like, oh, you'll always be a girl. Are you joking? Are you seriously gonna look at me and be like, oh, that's definitely a lassie? Are you fucking joking? Open your eyes. Go to fucking Specsavers, mate. Ugh. But I do delete it because I'm aware that I'm not the only person reading these comments, and they might be triggering to members of my audience, which, I never want to expose them to any more transphobia than they already experience. So I just delete the comments. I'd leave them up because I think they're pretty fucking funny. I do take screenshots of them, and some of them are pretty funny. So, my dinner's ready, so I gotta go pretty quickly. Thank you for watching my little, comrades. I forget my fucking outro. I'm under pressure now and I'm forgetting my outro. But thank you for watching, comrades. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat, follow me on Twitter, and check out my GoFundMe in the description. Thank you for watching, comrades, and I will see you in the next one.